Welcome everyone to the Lost Legacy podcast, episode 1! We did it! We actually got to an actual episode rather than us messing around with demos. Yay! Today we have with us Winter.
Hello, gamers.
We've got Curtis.
Hello.
Oh,
Bit of energy, Curtis, lad, come on. And it's me,
Hello.
it's C. I don't know why I tapped on that really loud. I'm so sorry. That's going to be a bitch to edit later. Anyway,
It was not that loud. You're good.
it was loud for me, and that's all that matters.
wow. Inconsiderate.
So, how's everyone been? Have we been all right?
Yeah.
I-
Full stop.
You know, thank you. Very
This
cool.
is riveting conversation right now. I'm so invested in this absolute motley crew of characters that we've got here.
I'm good.
So,
How
good.
are you?
I'm fine. Mate. I'm absolutely dandy at 2:20 in the morning. It's so good. I love being awake.
Living the dream.
How are you,
Yeah.
Winter?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good, not good. Just
Not
pretty
good. Just pretty good.
Just
Pretty good.
Just-
Divided by 3.
That's 2
It's too late
minus
for me to
5.
be doing this
Okay.
mathematician shit. So I'm just gonna move on. So at time of recording, it is the 23rd of October.
For the UK
Well,
people.
actually,
Well,
Yeah.
for the UK people.
yeah.
Which means that we're 23 days away. 23
For
days
Christmas?
in.
Huh?
Out.
No. We've been playing
Last
Shadowkeep now for
Christmas,
23
Give
days.
you my heart.
We
and
did. We have.
We did and we have. It's over now.
Oh,
I'm wondering, how's everyone been finding it?
wow.
I can't believe you'd ask a question like that.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's been good. It's been
Oh yeah,
fun.
good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's still we're halfway through. We're not halfway through, actually. We're
Whoa.
not
Are
even
you
halfway
living in the
through
future, Curtis?
yet. Yeah, I'm in the future right now.
We're halfway.
I'm
God.
halfway through my experience because I'm on
Alright.
the next level of Destiny players. That's how it
So
goes.
when you reach 100%, are you just gonna full stop, like unplug everything and just not speak for like 2 more weeks until the actual season's over?
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil anything.
Understandable. Thank you.
No problem.
That's very
yeah,
kind of you.
I-
Thank you.
Very
I
kind.
find it fun. It's there's a lot of new stuff to explore, so that's good. And the nostalgia is really good as well. Like when like when
see-
you go in there where you gotta kill the Oryx with the swords. I can't remember what mission it is in Destiny 1.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
What
Oryx?
are you talking about?
What are you
Not
talking
Oryx.
about?
Not
You
why
are
is it
living in the
Oryx?
future, aren't you?
Oh my god. I said Oryx. I meant
You said
Crota.
Oryx. Okay, in the nightmares. Yeah, got you.
Yeah. It was
Oh, yeah.
very nostalgic. Very fun. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying Oryx. Give me a pass, okay?
You live
He's
in
had
the
a brain
future.
fart, it's
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
I am having so much fun. And Bungie unknowingly pandered to specifically what I like, because I love gaining experience and seeing bars moving up. Wow. That season artifact is exactly what I wanted, and I did not know.
Yeah.
I am a fan of the artifact. I like that I can reset it because after I finished it on my Titan, I looked back through the stuff and I was like, why did I not get Thundercoil? Like, why did I not get that? And I was
Because you were
like,
ill-informed.
yeah, 10,000 glimmer, reset
Yeah,
it. Oh,
just moving
go on
through.
then.
Speaking of new season,
Oh,
the new raid is something that I wanted to talk about.
yeah.
Go on. Do tell.
I mean, I enjoyed the raid a lot, but I feel like having two bosses was kind of weird. I don't know what it was weird. I don't know why. It just felt weird having just two
Felt?
bosses to kill.
What,
I don't know.
what was the
same
weird
thing.
part? Just two bosses, or is two like a big number?
No, just two.
I mean, it's what I expected from this.
I don't know though, because this is like a big, well, not big. It's not like Forsaken big, technically.
They said
But-
sometime before that it was going to be Rise of Iron sized, in quotations.
Yeah.
And this is what I expected, because Rise of Iron had two actual boss fights and then two mechanics based boss fights and then the intro to the fifth boss fight, which this raid doesn't have an intro to boss fight sort of event, which is interesting because most raids do.
I mean,
But it's nice.
Yeah, not the main boss. This did like the first boss.
This one
intro.
had two intros
Two
to the first
intros
boss,
for the
which is
first
wild.
boss, yeah.
That doesn't normally happen.
I don't know. It just felt different than any other raid that I've done. Not in a
It was
bad way,
different,
though.
but it felt
Yeah.
right for the Vex. It felt very good.
I didn't mean it in a bad way, like saying like only two, but it just felt weird.
It's just different. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I have yet to complete it.
Oh, see.
I know.
Let me take you
this-
through.
This is
Please
supposed to be
do.
your raid.
It is
This is
supposed to be my raid,
yours.
but
You're all over the back.
being a British lord in a mostly American community, I'm never awake for the raids that are on. So, and I've yet to complete it, so I can't start shepherding other people through it at my
Mhm.
times because I haven't finished it yet. So I think
But you have been in it though.
I've been in there. I've got to the second encounter. Like how many? Like for the two times that I've been in there, it's up to the second encounter, and then beyond the second encounter for too many hours.
Well, both the times that you have been, it's been tough because it was early
Yes.
in the season. The first time, we were forcefully underleveled, and wow, that was a lot of fun. I
That
loved
was fun.
that, but
I was very much a fan
it
of
was
that.
painful, but it was very, very fun.
Mm.
And then the times after that, we just weren't high enough level because the raid is, what is it, like 935 to 950 ish kind of area?
940 on the last room.
940. Yeah, it can hit you kind of hard, and especially those champions. Whoa.
And the Cyclops.
That'll
The Cyclops
stop ya.
one hit you no matter what.
Oh,
my
yeah,
god, the Cyclopses! That'll get you.
Cyclopses are a bane, but those shielded hobgoblins on the second encounter, I will have PTSD about those for the rest of my
The
life.
barrier
Well-
boys.
The barrier bros, yeah.
I put on
Walking around corner.
the void grenade debuff on the artifact.
Okay.
So
Mm.
whenever I
Oppressive
use that on
darkness.
the barrier. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
That's a
what's
good
called.
one.
And you should use it, see, because if you use that on the sticky grenade with Titan or whatever it's called, it's really good because like it blows up twice, but it also debuffs them, so you basically delete them.
Well, I have a new strategy for them, which I tried on the second go around that we did,
Mhm.
which is my 1-2 punch shotgun, the 1-2 boogaloo,
Mhm.
the melting point subclass, and then Peregrine Greaves, and just delete them with my knee when they sort of pop into existence.
Speaking
It's,
of Peregrine Greaves,
Go on.
I got them this week from Zer.
Oh,
So
Nice.
that's
Titan
just
main.
before they're probably gonna get, well, not them, but like 1-2 punch is gonna get nerfed. So thank you for that, Bungie.
Well, they're not-
me while it's gonna be useless.
They're not nerfing the 1-2 punch. They're changing the movement thing back to how it was before, which
What's
is
that
a
mean?
very funny.
I
so
don't know what that means.
the reasoning that you can 1-2 punch mid-air with Peregrine Greaves is because they did an accessibility thing that was affecting hunters trying to use the slide melee on Middle Tree Arcstrider. So they changed it to be more accessible. I don't remember what the parameters were, but it was easier to use. Also, some reason changing it so you could shoot and then shoulder charge after, affecting Titans greatly. So they're going to revert that and then work on a fix because it does just so much damage.
Yeah, it does need just taken away and then them coming back to it and fixing it.
I love seeing that sort of wacky game development stuff, which we experienced during Iron Banner with one of the quest stats.
You wanted me to stop being a bottom tree striker, shotgun aping, corner camping, one-eyed mask using absolute ape. And so I switched to Peregrine Greaves and Melting Point, and I'm going to take that away from me again. Stop nerfing me! Stop nerfing my Titan brethren! Rise up, Titans!
They're still going to
take it back.
No, please
be good in PvP.
To be fair, anyway, I'm not really arsed about PvP stuff.
It's mostly PvE that's been nerfed in.
Yeah,
you could delete strike bosses and
it was very strong. It was a ton of fun watching that stuff happen. But I mean, it's understandably much more stronger than they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
let us have just something, please.
I mean, but then everyone's going to use it, and then people.
I think they should heavily buff Thunder Crash PvE damage, and people would be more interested.
Yes,
you could be the Nova Bomb.
I am the Nova Bomb.
Exactly. I mean, that's
need a rocket launcher.
The whole kind of thing is that Blade Barrage and Nova Bomb effectively do the same thing and are very high damage. And then Thunder Crash is the Titan version, and of course it's a melee. You become the Thunder Crash, and it does nowhere close to as much damage as the other two. The Titan variant just is. It's certainly fun to use, but it's not as close to as much damage.
It's got the most fun standard melee ability. Like that melee ability,
I love that thing.
Crash to the ground repeatedly, especially if you've got Skull Fort on. It's hilarious. And when that when Thunderlord first came out, and they put they got what was it that it had? At like the Zare was selling the Skull Fort with that basically a god roll on it.
It was.
It was like
whatever the melee kills gives you more super thing is impact induction.
Impact induction.
Yeah, it was that. Maybe an enhanced version. I don't remember. And it was something else, and it was just like, wow, this is everything you'd ever want.
I think it was heavy. Was it heavy weapon kills grant super energy or something?
Oh, maybe I don't know.
But like using like Thunder Crash with Thunderlord, and then that helmet was ridiculous, and it was so fun to use.
That was my Gambit strat for quite a while.
Yeah.
Wow, it was fun.
It's
still very doable.
Me Titans. Please buff, please.
So since Shadowkeep has come out, how many exotics have you got, and what were they?
Oh, Curtis, let me tell you a story of my exotic adventures.
I've got one probably just as bad, so not including quests, just exotics that have dropped.
Just exotics that have dropped.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one that got dropped, I was on the moon, and I'd killed the Shrove Guardian, that yellow bar hive guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need him out of existence, and it dropped it dropped an exotic on the ground, and I was like, could this be a lucky Monte Carlo drop? Could it be? And I picked it up. It was Telesto, so no, it wasn't.
Telesto Adventures.
Which, who knew that in a couple of weeks that Bungie would just decide to just remove it from the game for a bit because it's just broken now.
Well,
wait, Telesto.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Did you not see it, Curtis?
Wait,
did you not see what happened?
What
with
happened?
Telesto.
So...
I did not see this.
Do you remember back when Forsaken launched, people were
I know
using
the Telesto
Telesto.
Adventures.
The
Yes.
Telesto Adventures. We had Telesto Adventures. Me and him.
Me
Exactly.
and C. We had
People
Telesto
were
Adventures.
using the Telesto to get
Yeah.
kills in blind well.
Yeah, which
Mhm.
Because
put
for
the
some reason,
percent up. You don't
when
even
the
need
Telesto
kills.
bullets exploded, it would count as kills.
Yeah,
So
you don't even need kills. You shoot it
they
at
patched
4.
that. A year later, Shadowkeep comes out. For some reason, in the coding, a similar situation goes down. When you shoot Telesto bullets on the ground and you kill them, specifically if you have like heavy weapon kills give you super energy kind of thing. There was some specific way. It was like void damage. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it, but I saw it happen. So you'd shoot the Telesto bolts on the ground, shoot 5 bursts of it, then throw your grenade on it and get like grenade kills, give you super energy, full super immediately. In like 2 seconds.
I did not see this. Wow, that's amazing.
It was stupid. So they just immediately, let's get that out of the game for now. And I don't know when it's coming. Is it back?
I don't know.
don't
I've
know.
not
don't
been
know.
Probably
keeping up
not.
with it.
But wow, that's fun.
So you
Because
got
for some
Telesto.
reason, Telesto bolts
yeah,
counted as
so-
kills.
I got Telesto for the first one, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, at least it's a powerful drop. It was only
Yeah.
one above, but one above is better than nothing." So, but I think a week goes by, no exotics. We do. I'm helping out Wicked with a Leviathan raid, and I open a chest. Boom! Exotic. What was they? It was Dune Marchers. At a lower light than anything that I got from that raid.
Oh,
So that was a waste.
That's a yikes.
The
Oh,
next
no.
encounter in the same raid, I got an exotic drop on the
Excuse me?
ground. No joke. So I was like, Pog, okay. What could it be? But obviously, if it drops in the Leviathan raid, the Eater of Worlds raid, it only will drop with year 1 stuff.
Yeah.
So I got the what were they called? It was legs. The standard sides, I think they were.
Mark 44 stand asides? The SMG ones? Is that what those are?
No, it's the I don't even remember what they do. I never used them. They look fancy, but
Okay.
yeah. So I got that at lower light than anything else, so they didn't really matter. And Wave Splitter was another one I got.
Ah.
So far I've had 4 drops, one of which was Telesto, which was then removed. 2 of them were.
And
two
you
of them
already
were
had.
legs. Yeah, like I've not received a new exotic other than Wave Splitter, and some would argue that is an old exotic just because you're on Xbox. It doesn't count. But, yeah. So and I'm calling Spriggs out right now because I know he will listen to this podcast.
Oh, Spriggs.
He got Monte Carlo, the first exotic drop he did, and he got it from a Crucible match.
Yep,
Oh,
he
no.
did.
Fuck you,
Oh.
Spriggs. Fuck you.
So, what about you, Winter?
The first exotic I saw was part of the battle pass at whatever, I think tier 25 it was, or 20 something. I was hoping. I heard how Spriggs got Monte Carlo by that point, and I was hoping for Monte Carlo from that first exotic. I got lucky pants.
No.
Oh, unlucky.
Unlucky.
No, not good. Not good at all. And they had a terrible roll. They were like in the low 50s for energy, so I just deleted them. They weren't even powerful. They were just weak. Next thing I found was the next exotic in the battle pass. I hadn't had any exotic drops for ages. And that one was a Gwizinvest. Same situation. Terrible roll for numbers. It was low light. It was just useless. After that, I was playing a bunch of Crucible, and I got a Celestial Nighthawk. That was nice. That had a very good roll. I like that one. I kept that. And then the most recent one I got was a World Drop, which was a Sunshot. And that was cool. That was cool. I really want the Monte Carlo.
I want it so bad. It fits my playstyle so much of just like shoot lots of ads, get your melee, use your melee, shoot more things, get your melee, use your melee. That's like just so me.
It works so well with Bottom Tree Night Stalker, and that is what I want to use it with.
Yeah.
Invisibility to everyone. Oh my god.
Like
So-
I want to add it to my Peregrine Greaves build because that would just be horrific.
Exactly.
So,
And you, Curtis?
my exotics, I have had 2 open world exotic drops. Okay, and the first one was because I can't remember exactly what I was doing. It was just random activity. They dropped like probably a strike or something. And I pick it up, and it's Titan Arms, and it's Stronghold, which is something to do with blocking on swords. Yeah. Ooh, remember that? All right. The second and only exotic drop I have had since Shadowkeep launched is another pair of Strongholds.
No.
They're the only exotic
Jeez.
like drops in the world that I have had.
2 strongholds.
The game is trying
I got
to tell
the
you
second lot
something.
today. I got it today. It's
Oh,
telling to use
no.
swords. Use the swords.
Use the swords.
It just wants you to block. Just block, lol.
Just block.
Just block.
Yeah. So
block
it was-
the strike
Wow.
boss to death. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, of course, we are discounting the exotic given away at the end of the campaign, but that's because that's a set.
Yeah,
set
that's a set
event.
one.
But yeah.
Which may I just I'm just going to interject real quick. The one you get for the Titans for the sunspot solar sunbreaker.
The bottom tree one.
Yeah. It's crap. I hate it. I don't get why that's an exotic. Stand in the thing. It's just stand in it, and it's
just
I
stand
don't
in it.
know. I've not even noticed any change.
The warlock one is it's like really bad as well. Really, well, it's not really bad, but it's like nothing. It's not like the hunter one. I think I was telling you into this when we were first talking about it when we first got them. It's like the hunter one literally gives you invisibility and health back from finishing enemies, any enemy, wherever
or
you
getting
are.
melee kills in Crucible. It is so good. I love that helmet. That was the first exotic I actually got, but it wasn't a randomly one.
The warlock just got. It lasts longer if you get kills with it or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote.
It adds a sort of rampage to your Stormcaller super.
Oh, it does more damage. That's it.
You get kills, it ramps up in damage.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's
by the
it's
time
not
you get
something
enough
you really
kills,
ever notice.
Yeah, by the time you get enough kills to actually do more damage, your super is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're running Stormcaller, you're clearing ads, and do you really need like more time to kill on clearing ads?
I don't know.
And then the Titan one, I haven't actually used since I've got it.
Right. My issues is number one, and most importantly, it looks horrific.
It looks so strange.
Yeah.
Like at least the Warlock one looks cool, and the Hunter one looks like immaculate. And then,
man,
what were they thinking with like the type? Was like some guy at like the office just really struggling for ideas, and like he just looks down at his shopping bag and sees like a pack of like uncooked like spaghetti. He's like, oh, that's a brilliant design, Q. I'll incorporate that into an entire set of legs.
Yeah.
And then when asked what it does, he was like, you stand in the sunspots.
You
do that anyway if you run in that class. But who is ever running that class?
But now it does it for your teammates as well.
I don't.
Yeah, but like let's be fair. If no one's gonna. If you're like solo queuing into anything like Gambit or a Strike or whatever, I'd say you're running these horrific looking legs. And you've got the subclass on. You've got your spaghetti leggings on. No one's going to notice that you're wearing them. No one cares that you've put, this subclass on. No one's going to stand in the fucking things. Because
no one...
like when you get to the strike boss at the end where you'd use these things, they've just both popped their ridiculous supers and are doing so much DPS this strike boss. And you're just sat there in a big tunnely flame going, "Come on, guys! You've joined the fire crew. Come on, yeah, the spaghetti's getting dry. Let's go."
Yeah.
No one cares. It's such a
does.
nothing exotic. I just hate it, and it looks terrible. If it looked cooler, then maybe I'd be like, on it, but it looks terrible. It's the same thing with the Antreus wards or whatever they're called.
Antreus wards.
The Antreus wards, yeah. Like, again, probably the same guy that came up with spaghetti leggings was like looking at a pile of rocks and going, "I'll make them a set of legs. Yeah, go on then. And I'll put a bit of blue on them." What's it do? Well, if you slide, you send rockets back from where they came from. Okay. The 1 in a million times you're going to remember to do that. It doesn't work. And you just die anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah.
I've gone on a bit of a rant.
You did.
I'm sorry for going on a bit of a rant.
But it's fine. Winter just got attacked by the cat, I think.
Okay, we're good. So don't worry about it. No, it's okay. So the design of the Phoenix Cradle is so strange to me because the actual legs are like leggings, but they're made of like etched metal.
Yeah.
And then there's there's a kneecap and a thigh cap that look like rock. Like just rock.
Again, it's like some guy walked past with Antreus wards on. A couple bits fell off. He was like, "Oh, I love them. Go on, I'll just put that on my thigh and my knee. There we go.
Exactly.
Perfect." Because you know what's good? Spaghetti, meatballs. That's what's good.
Meatballs. I don't play enough Titan, so I really don't have the input for it. But from what I understand, it makes it so your teammates can get the Sun Warrior buff, and that the Sun Warrior buff goes from 5 seconds to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It gives a nice little boost to the subclass, but it doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
No.
It doesn't do enough to where you run bottom tree over top tree.
Like, and even if it's like not a case of like, I think Winter's having cat time.
Winter. Winter.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He walked up and said, "Meh," so I had to hold him.
Okay. So, cat time.
Cat time.
I forgot what I was saying.
I don't even remember myself.
Talking about spaghetti and meatballs.
No, I do.
No.
Yes, spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah. So, like if it's not even a case of like, you want to be a solo subclass, you just want to be a support kind of subclass. Don't run like spaghetti leggings. Just go bubble Titan.
Bubble.
Yeah. Bubble and start fighting.
The protection is brilliant. The the weapons of light's a nice buff to your damage output. It can be like a lifesaver, as opposed to, "I killed the thing. Let's go stand in its burning remains. I've got a little bit of a buff. Come on, guys, join in." Like, no one's gonna notice that. But when you pop a fucking bubble down in the middle of a strike, everyone's like, "Good man, he put down a bubble. Let's go."
It's a clear beacon of get some health and damage.
Yeah.
It's good.
Bubbles are great.
So
more bubbles, please.
Another new exotic in Shadowkeep was the Divinity from the raid.
Divinity.
And I don't know if anyone has had any experience with someone on their team having it or using it themselves. I also have it, so this is what is your opinion on it, basically? Because
I really like it. So I wasn't exactly sure how it would work, really, until I got firsthand seeing it and using it. I really like the extra little explosions that come from you as the shooter of it, but also it is so much better I ended up for some reason using it while I was invading in Gambit, and one of the effects of it is that once you get a few shots on an enemy guardian, the field pops up around him, and the field is an entire hitbox.
Yeah.
Once
You
the
can shoot
field pops
anywhere in
up,
that.
they are dead because you
Yeah.
could just hit them so easily. I didn't really
Yeah.
expect how that worked. Wow, it's
Yeah.
good.
You have to do
It's
it
also very good
relatively
in
quick.
PvE.
But if you have what's the mod that makes you switch, that readies them quicker?
Freehand
Like,
grip.
I can't remember the name of it. There's mods on
Dexterity?
armors. It probably is dexterity. I can't remember. But that mod, okay, it doesn't matter what it's called. The mod that makes you like ready up your weapons quicker, like
Mm-hmm.
that paired with it would be really good because it's only there for like 2 seconds before it actually leaves if you stop shooting. So you only have that amount of time to actually hit the person. But yeah, it's really good with those mods.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because in PvE related things, like I was trying to use it with people that didn't have good damage, like good damaging weapons, good DPS, on the weapons. So they were like using like a blue grenade launcher or something, and it didn't
Oh,
really
no.
help. It didn't really help enough to the point of where I'd rather use Divinity over like Izanagi's Burden to do more damage myself instead of helping him do less damage than what I would do.
Yeah. There is the
So
balance there when you're playing in like random activities with randoms. You know, like the divinity does help a ton, but like the randoms need to pull their own. There's a lot of DPS that you're giving up to use it. It does
yeah,
do pretty good on its own.
yeah,
But then when
doesn't
you're
do
on a
too bad.
team with people who do stuff, like a few of the times I was playing Gambit with it, I would set up, I would tether the boss, I would use the divinity, and they would absolutely melt the boss in one phase with like Izanagi's Burden and grenade launchers.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a great feeling. And I just stood there shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my only sort of interaction with it, because I don't have it yet, obviously, because I've not completed the raid. But I've been doing a lot of Vex offensive for grinding out bounties and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I did go into one, and at the end boss, after you open a shield for the first time, I just noticed this big vexy orb in the center of him, and I was like, "Oh, someone's got divinity!" And that crit spot is so good if you've got
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
a like. I know you shouldn't use LMGs for boss DPS, but like when you're doing
But
bounties
I
and stuff,
do anyways.
I'll do it. I'll get me delirium out and I'll just run
Look,
around
I
with
love
that.
LMGs too much not to use them.
So
Yeah, but that crit spot is nice because it doesn't matter which way he's facing. It's a crit spot, so it's I'm a fan, and plus it's Vex, so I'm sort of biased.
Yeah.
well, I tried using it like solo, so I was like on my own doing activities to see how I'd use it,
Mhm.
and being able to like shoot them, to get the orb around them, and then shooting them with the Wendigo with what's it called? What's the buff called? Explosive light, I think.
Explosive light.
Yeah, shooting them with that and then deleting like bosses is like so fun to do because you just get a crit on a grenade launcher. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
amazing.
a lot of fun.
The quest though is kind of like the actual quest is fine, but the fact that you need five other people who have not like who want to do it and get it done is like it could be like a bad thing because like say in a month's time where all the people that like hardcore raiders who've got it done, no one else is like doing it anymore, so it's so hard to
Yeah,
find just to get that gun. You'd need five other people who are willing to spend the time doing it.
it's going to be sort of a similar situation, I can imagine, to Acreus and like the
Yeah.
Rat King. Like, if
Crack
you
it
want to
open
get
a
that,
cold one.
oh my!
Okay, well then.
All right, well, my heart just fell out of my arse.
I'm sorry.
Jesus, wept.
Continue.
It would not be a podcast if Winter didn't make a loud noise.
Yeah, fucking hell. What was I saying? Sort of, yeah, accurate and Rat King. If you were to get them now, if you wanted to get them now, like that's really reliant on other people wanting to get it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why I haven't
Which-
done it.
Yeah, which means that if for instance you're a solo player and you just sort of matchmake for all your activities and stuff, those are two things that you're never gonna get. Which is sad because they're quite good. I still, but I don't have
Accuracy is really
Acris.
good.
I still don't have Acris. I've got Rat King, but it's just
Well,
I'm not wanting to do Leviathans every week. But if you did want to do Leviathans every week and you wanted to perhaps join a clan or a community with clans in it,
Uh-oh.
then oh god, trying to keep up with all this timeline business is going to ruin me. Anyway, if you're looking for a Destiny clan, well, you're in luck because we've got loads of them. Just follow the links down below and join in all the sort of shenanigans with all our lovely members. Anyway, I've got to go. Some hobgoblins got off with my good pen. So I've got here a community question because I think it's about that time. It's question time.
Question
question
time.
time.
Don't you just love it? Our first question for this evening of podcasting loveliness comes from our own leader in chief, Wicked Wild One, who asks, "Who does weapons better, Activision games or Bungie games?" Now, I
Uh-oh.
like this question
Discourse.
because I can imagine it could be rather polarizing because I could just like Bungie and Activision. When you hear those two things, you just feel bad things. But
Exactly.
we're gonna step away from that and just think about gunplay and stuff. And I'd like to start off the conversation by saying Bungie does it better because they did Halo and they've done Destiny, and both of those games do gunplay amazingly. And that's all I've got to say on the matter.
Okay, well, I'm gonna agree and disagree at the same time because
Uh-oh.
it depends.
Travesty.
It depends what type of game it is. If I want a real life, real feeling gun shooting game, I'm gonna pick Activision because they make like real gun, like they make the games they make are like real war games most of the time, apart from some other CODs that they've made that are not, they're like in the future. But if we're talking about having fun whilst using weapons and like the design's really cool and the feel of them's really cool because they're different and they're not from this world, I'd say Bungie. That's the way I think of. And so I feel like it depends on what game you're making and what game like you want to play and how you want the guns to feel. I don't want because Bungie, as far as I, it's fine.
I'm gonna
Bungie, as far as I know, but as far as I can remember, they haven't really made like an actual real world, like real war kind of game. It's been like aliens and fucking and stuff like that.
Well,
Mostly.
yeah, I'd agree with you to an extent, but the Halo stuff, like the UNSC, I know it's kind of future stuff, but like the UNSC weapons and stuff are relatively realistic, I think.
Relatively, but they're not
Yeah.
like you're not gonna see it in a, like you're not gonna use it and think this is what people are using in the war. Well, while we're
yeah,
going to
fair
war,
enough.
is what I mean. That's what I mean by the feel. Like when I'm using guns off COD, I feel like these are actual guns that exist in the world. If they've changed the name of them or whatever, whatever. But most of them anyway, not all of them. Sometimes they do some stuff. But yeah. And then for actual fun gunplay, I'd say Bungie, because the weapons that they make are like out there, but like also very enjoyable. What about you, Winter?
I'm gonna trip you both up. So here's the thing. Who does gunplay better, Bungie or Activision? Oh gosh. Okay, the answer is yes.
Yes.
The
Because
answer can't be yes.
no. Think it out. Bungie created the Destiny games licensed through Activision.
Yeah. So the
So
answer could be
yes,
yes.
the basis of D2 is still based on a game that was mandated, I guess, from Activision. Of course,
Yeah.
it wasn't them that actually made it. They just licensed and like paid for a lot of it. What I guess we're really like fighting against here is Bungie versus, for example, Infinity Ward or Treyarch or Sledgehammer Call of Duty games,
Yeah.
which is, you know, what you more think of Activision from. But
Yeah.
yeah, at a point in time, the answer is yes, because they're both the same thing. Currently, though, not even close to the same thing.
Yeah. Even
Miles
if we're just
different.
gonna go from like comes to that age-old battle between COD and Halo,
Oh, classic.
which is like, what year is it? Is it 2002? Like,
Exactly. Yeah,
to which
so
I will always say, like the gunplay for Halo games was, for me, infinitely better than the COD games. Just mostly through ease of use, accessibility. You pick up a gun, you know exactly what it is. Like, the designs are timelessly iconic. Like, if you see an assault rifle from Halo, you know it's the assault rifle from Halo.
Or the
If you see
burst rifle.
or the battle rifle.
Battle
If you
rifle.
see
the
a
DMR.
needler or a plasma pistol, or
An infinity sword.
yeah, you see the swords, you see the grav hammers and stuff. You know exactly what they are, you know exactly what they do, and they're just, every gun in the Halo series is fun to use, all the way down to the Magnum. Like,
Oh
SWAT
my god.
was like so fun with, if you just decided, all right, just Magnums, because you're just running around with a pistol, just popping people in the head and stuff. It's
Yeah.
brilliant, and it just feels brilliant.
But I feel like if you played COD as much as you like a specific COD as much as you played Halo, you could also say the same thing about that, because I can name guns in old CODs that I enjoyed using and I know what they do and everything. So I feel like it's not only just because of the gunplay; it's like the amount of time you spend using the guns as well. Because if you
Yeah,
go
that
on
is
COD
fair.
for like an hour, a month, and you use the same gun every time, because that's the only gun that you used and that's the only gun you're familiar with, you're only going to remember that gun.
The only gun that I remember from any COD game was from the Black Ops series, which was the KN from, and I'd use that in Zombies because that was the only thing I ever played on
Hmm.
those particular COD games.
So I've back to the actual answer from me.
Mm.
It really
Yes.
depends on the game.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love like Halo 1, Reach, Destiny 1, Destiny 2. There's the Bungie feel in general is just super good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's very comparable to how good like it does feel to fire weapons in the Call of Duty series. I used to play a ton of Call of Duty. I played massive amounts of Black Ops 2 and like Modern Warfare 3. And
Yeah.
it also differs between company within Activision for like Infinity Ward Treyarch. I prefer Treyarch weapon firing over the
Same.
other ones, but I still like the other ones. And there's like, I don't know if I'll describe it correctly, but Call of Duty weapon firing is more rigid, and Bungie weapon firing is more fluid. They both feel very good and flow very well, but there's like a difference to how they are fundamentally that you can really tell.
Yeah.
Because, like,
So
yeah, I played a ton of Black Ops 2. I could name all the weapons, all the stuff like that. And, like, I can remember how they felt to shoot. But all of it, just in general, feels so different from Bungie physics, which are one of the things I fell in love with. I love Bungie physics, and nothing can ever get as close to being as good as that to me. But that's just me.
I completely
yeah.
agree.
Oh,
So
man.
speaking of COD,
Mm.
because there's a like the new one is coming out on Friday, which is the 26th. I
Sounds
think.
about right.
Yeah, no, it's coming out on the
25th.
25th. It's coming out on the 25th, the new one.
25th.
And we as a community have decided to actually have our own section of the clan to do with the new COD and some of the older CODs, depending on how many get suggested to us, which people are interested in. So if anyone is interested in playing the new Call of Duty or some older ones, you can let us know in our Discord, which will be in the description.
Link dump.
Like, don't.
Gotta love the link dump.
Just had to add that in there before we carry on.
Yeah, shameless plugs. Fine.
Yeah.
How dare.
Always accepted on this podcast. Also, if you'd like to buy my EP,
Excuse you.
But I think the final answer, which I think a lot of people can agree with, is that Bungie and Activision's way of doing guns are completely different, that you can't really compare them too much because they're different types of games, different styles of shooters.
Yeah, I suppose it's
yeah.
it's partly preference and partly exposure. Because if your
Yeah.
mammy got you got you an Xbox and got you it's the new COD shooter game, like you're
The
gonna
new
play
COD.
that, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be the one that you sort of grow up with and become nostalgic about and stuff. But for me,
Yeah.
Well, for me it was
it's
both.
Halo 3. Play that for 5 years straight and don't play anything else, and then just sort of settled there with Bungie.
Yeah, for me it was both. I've played Halo and COD like since I could play video games. I played COD 3, I think, and then COD 4. I played COD 5 a lot, and then I started playing Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST, Reach, as well as the CODs as well. So I played a lot of both.
I didn't have access to like a newer console for a very long time, so there's a bit of like an existence jump in my history of playing video games. So I played a ton of like Nintendo 64 and Nintendo stuff when I was little. And then I eventually got a PlayStation 2 and I got like a barely working computer. So then I started playing Call of Duty 1 and 2, and I absolutely love Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. Classic, absolute classic. It probably doesn't hold up at all if I go back and play it, but I love how it is in my memory. And then I would play Halo 1 on the PC. I absolutely loved Halo 1. And then, because of the whole jump thing, I first got an Xbox 360 that came with Halo Reach. So I didn't have, like, growing up with Halo 3 or 2 or ODST or anything. So I really don't care too much for Halo 3. I do respect it. It's a great game, but I've never really like played it or cared about it as much as Halo Reach or Halo 1 because those are the ones that I grew up playing.
Yeah.
Halo 3 for me was the shit.
Yeah.
Halo 3 was great.
My gaming sort of timeline is really odd just because, like, I'm not rich. I don't live in a rich family. So the first console I ever had was the Sega Mega Drive. And I got that around about the time, I think. Oh, I don't even know when that came out. Well, when I got it, rather, not when it came out. But I had that for a while.
Yeah.
Playing side scroller, Power Ranger games, and Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I got a PlayStation 1 when the PlayStation 2 had been out for a little bit. And so the games were pretty cheap then. I played that for years. I think it died like a couple of years in.
Oh, no.
Eventually, I think one Christmas I got a PlayStation 2. Played some weird games. Played a little known game called Fire Warrior, which would doom me eternally into the realms of Warhammer 40,000 years later. But we won't get into that story. and I think I got a 360. I think my mum bought me a 360 one Christmas. It was like secondhand.
Mm.
I can't remember. I think it was around just before the Xbox 360 Elite had come out. I think.
Okay.
But we didn't have any internet. We didn't have like I didn't have many friends who were gonna come over and play Xbox with me, and I remember getting Halo 3 with it
Mhm.
because I'd gone
And
round
there
to a
you
friend's
go.
house who had played it, and I'd just watch him play Halo 3 online and stuff.
And then the
Just-
love with Bungie began.
and
Just
then
need
the
get a
love,
Halo game with your Xbox, bam. Oh,
yeah. And then I've settled. Bungie is my my one true love. Just don't tell Shannon that, because
yeah,
she'll have my head.
that's very similar to how my start was. It's just mine came later when the Xbox Elite bundle was the one that was the thing. It came with Halo Reach and Fabled 3. I hated
Mhm.
Fabled. I don't like, if you like Fabled, cool and good. I did not care for it. I played Halo Reach
It's
all
pretty,
the time though. And oh man, I love it so much. And in a similar jump though, I started Call of Duties with like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1. So I really don't care for Modern Warfare 1 in the way that a lot of people did because it was like their kind of start to it. I do really like World at War though. That's
World at
fantastic.
War was so.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
my first
fun.
COD game.
Such a
World of
big
War, yeah.
fan of Treyarch COD games.
That was technically
Or
my
old ones,
first
I don't know
one
about the new one.
because I would sneak into my cousin's like room to play it when he wasn't in because if he was there, he would be playing it himself. So I would sneak into his room and play non-stop zombies all the time.
Oh my god.
I just played can't remember what the map's called off the top of it. Kino Deterrent? No, that's not. That's the Black Ops 1 one.
Kino's in Black Ops 1,
Isn't
yeah.
it
Black Ops 1 is
Nacht or
Kino.
something?
Nacht
Nacht is the first one.
Yeah, that's what it's called. And I just just stay on that and just play it all the fucking time. It was really good. But then,
Learning German with Lost Legacy podcast.
yeah, I can't remember most of the names now because a lot of them are in German. There's the best COD, well, the COD that I've put the most time into and that I enjoyed every aspect of was Black Ops 2.
Oh, I fully agree. Wow, I
Because
love Black
the
Ops 2.
multiplayer
I
was
did play Black
great.
Ops 2.
The zombies was I couldn't get me off zombies.
Oh my god, I love zombies.
Multiplayer during the day when it was getting dark, I'd play zombies all night and just with some friends from
I
school.
never liked playing online on COD games because I'm rubbish at COD. Like, I'm terrible because I'm like, it's that probably growing up with Halo thing where, like, playing online, playing Halo, you know the limits of a Spartan, and you know like how much distance you can get before you can just punch a guy in the face and insta kill him. You can't do that on COD. You've got to be tactical, and you've got to be, you've got to be careful where you're going. And I'm
You
just
just need to
running
be
into the middle of the
fast.
battlefield, waiting just to stab someone, and I'd get just absolutely annihilated. So zombies was my jam for that, and I never got past level 5.
Oh, I love zombies.
Oh, multiplayer.
Back in the
level 5 on zombies on multiplayer. See,
Not on multiplayer, just on my own. Because like I
on
said,
zombies.
yeah,
Okay.
like say, like when I first got World at War, we still didn't have any internet in our house.
yeah.
So I completed the campaign, unlocked zombies, and just played that on my own. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I had no idea how it all worked.
The campaign for World at War was like
God, that campaign.
I think it was like one of the first missions. There's like you see a guy. I can't remember. I think he gets his finger chopped off or something, and he rolls it to your feet or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I just remember like I'm a kid at this point while I was playing it, and I was just watching that. I'm like, oh shit! But it was really good. But yeah, Black Ops 2 was the best in
my god,
every aspect of the COD that could be. So yeah, we went on a little bit of a tangent though.
Just
look,
a
those
little
games are
bit.
so good; they deserve it.
Well, yeah,
Those are the good ones.
Just
Now look
full
what they've
concept.
become.
I do though. Know how it feels to be playing Sega Mega Drives and stuff. I used to play that all the time as well as a kid. I blame my dad for me playing video games because
Dad.
because when I was a kid, like a baby, he would, if my mum was like going out for the evening for like a dinner or something with some like a family member or something, his way of babysitting me was sitting me next to him in like a rocking chair and him rocking me while he's playing on the Sega Mega Drive.
I love it.
So yeah, it's his fault.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very good. Very nice.
Wow.
Now, would we like another question, perhaps?
Whew. I don't even know. I'm just coursing with memories right now.
Nostalgia overdrive.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
This was a question from Rec,
Uh-oh.
but it was also a question that I wanted to talk about as well. Is Armor 2.0?
By Rec, you
Mhm.
mean Papa Requiem from
Yeah,
Flan
sorry. Yeah.
in the Lost Legacy Destiny community. Just want to
Yeah. So
shameless plug again.
he asked about what are our opinions on Armor 2.0, which I wanted to talk about as well. So that's a good question to go with. So
Mm-hmm.
if anyone wants to answer it first, you can go ahead.
Well, I mean, a quick answer I've got is I can finally pair perks I care about with armor looks that I care about.
Yeah.
And also perks I care about with perks I care about. Because it was always like, ooh, there's scout rifle targeting, but then you also get hand cannon loader. You don't want to use them at the same time, do you? Well, you got it with this armor. I didn't like that at all. I liked all the extra perks, but being able to choose which ones you want, so much better.
Let's go with one thing. Not one thing, but what you like about them, and then what you don't like about them. Because that'll be a better way to do this.
I've got the shortest and easiest
Right, go for
like
it, Mr.
and
Cereal.
dislike.
I'm the same. Probably the dislike is probably the same as you.
It might well possibly be. So my like is it's pretty much echoing what Winter said. I could put mods on stuff and make it look really cool. The season pass phenotype ornaments, the Vex stuff is gorgeous. I could use it on anything. So yes. I love it. My dislike, please, Bungie, I am begging you, either remove the affinities completely, or at least let me see the ones that I'm not allowed to use, because I don't know what mods I have.
Yes.
If I've got a solar armor piece on, yet all of my like cool mods are void, I don't know if I have them. Just either remove the affinity system or just let me see what I have or don't have.
Yeah, so that is also my dislike, that I should be able to see which mods I've earned, no matter what affinity they have. I should be able to go into the inventory and have a mod section where I can see all the ones that I've earned, and they'll have the little solar arc or void in the corner of them, so I can say, okay, I've got this on this. I will try and grind for some specific armor, but with the void singe on it, so I can actually put the mod on my armor and use it. Yeah, so they should basically add an inventory tab of mods, just like they've done with shaders.
Completely agree.
Yeah. So good news is near the end of the month, with the patch going live with a couple other things on it. Maybe not in that patch, actually. I don't remember anymore. But they are going to add a collections tab that shows what mods you have and what mods you don't have in game.
Thank God.
I don't know when that's happening. Now that I think about it, it may have just been a thing they said they're going to do, but not sure when. But it's happening eventually.
But the problem is, it should be in from the start.
Yeah,
But
True, that it was a bit of a weird.
it would be so nice.
why
to
would you
have it.
put mods that come with a specific class, like fucking, I don't know what they call it, singe on it, a
Yeah.
singe on it, and then not let us see which ones we have of which singe unless we go through every single piece of armor we have and go for one void, one arc, one solar helmet, and then go to one void, one arc, one solar arms, and then chest, and then legs, and then class item. It just takes
Yeah,
forever just to find one fucking mod.
I've not got time for that. I'm grinding out bounties trying to get these damn ornaments. I don't want to be looking through bloody what affinity my armor piece has. Just grade them out, like the mods that you're not going to let me use because like I don't have enough power to put them in. Just grade them out. It's not hard. And I know I love you, Bungie, and I'm saying this from like the bottom of my heart. I love you. Just please stop. You're hurting the both of us. Other than that, I'm really digging the Armor 2.0 system.
I'm
Yeah,
loving
me
it.
too.
I mean, like,
I like it.
yeah, it's so good. A fantastic thing to me is that they included most of the year one armor. Like, there's some that they left out that I really want still, like all
Wait,
of the
what?
faction armor
Well, yeah,
and
but,
Yeah.
but you
trials
can't get that
armor.
with factions
But
being there.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I just hope they're at it eventually. I just hope faction rallies come back.
Please,
Please.
Bungo,
I'm going
give
crazy
us
over here.
faction rallies.
Here's a crazy thought. Now, they've said with the I should preface this by saying is that even a word I just used? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Preference.
No.
These fighting
no.
words.
I forgot what I was going to say now. No. Yeah. What is happening to my brain? Somebody call an
Are
ambulance.
you okay?
Take a deep breath.
Brain's cracking too, like this chip clip I'm holding.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
what?
what the?
Move on.
Okay. I mean,
Okay.
you brought it up. You know.
Spoiler warning. That's what I wanted. That's what I was trying to get round to. Spoiler warning for the Shadowkeep campaign for like
Spoilers.
the next
Spoilers alert.
5
Beep beep
seconds.
beep.
Beep beep beep. Beep, 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 beep.
There will be spoilers.
So, what if the faction stuff ends up being a season of its own? Because I really think that could work. Because
Yeah,
obviously
but
we're
no.
going down this sort of like interlocked timeline thing now with all the seasons. So like, Shadowkeep ended with, we went into the pyramid and we saw the vision of the Black Garden and the darkness, and then Vex Offensive and all that kind of stuff started rolling out in the raid. Who knows what that's going to lead into?
Yeah.
Maybe down the line, something's going to happen that's going to like divide the Guardians of the City or something, and maybe Faction Wars 2 Electric Boogaloo happens, and maybe that'll be a season of its own.
While that is good, it's also not good because if you didn't play that specific season, you just miss out on all the factions stuff.
Well, that's happening anyways.
Well, yeah, that's happening anyway.
No, but I mean it is, but it's faction stuff. Like actual
True, it should
stuff.
be in the game.
It should be like if they bring it in the season and they keep it there, like the factions there. Like if they bring it, like the big thing is the cities being divided.
Invaded by the Vex because Ikora's making a Vex portal in the tower.
Oh, Ikora, you're so silly.
So if that's how they go into the, like, say if it's next season and then they bring factions back and everyone joins a faction, and then at the end of that season they all like join together, like, and fight against whatever it is that at the end of the season.
Cylon,
and then
the Defiled.
And then they keep
No.
And then they keep the factions in for the next season, but obviously we're all like united together as a whole city. But yeah, that would be a good way to do it. Bring it back in. It'd be a good way to bring it back in as long as they keep it in after that season's done.
I just want it here. I love
Yeah.
factions so much.
Please,
That
just
was
give
one of the
me
things
Dead
that really
Orbit
grabbed
Scout
me in
Rifle.
D1 is it factions existing.
Yeah, it was so good.
That's something actually that I want to, because I think I know the answer. I'm fairly certain I know the answer, but I want to
Uh-oh.
get this on record.
Okay.
Say faction rallies pop up again,
Yeah.
and it's got nothing to do with like, one faction's got a cool weapon and the other two are rubbish for the other two factions.
Ooh.
Say it pops up right now. Who do you pledge to?
Dead Orbit.
New Monarchy.
Dead Orbit.
Dead Orbit all
rough
the
it,
way.
bro. Hell yeah. Black
Since
and white shaders.
D1.
Yes, it's D1, man. I've never gone anything other than. Well, actually, I might have had a relapse with Future War Cult for like
I definitely
a week in D1.
Uh-oh.
I definitely went through all of them on D2, just because
I
you
didn't,
got to
and
go
that's
to a
my
specific one to
biggest
get good
regret.
stuff.
I played a ton of faction rallies in D2. I maxed out all 3 factions, all the times. But
Yeah.
allegiance-wise, New Monarchy from me, 100%.
Yeah. But in D1 I was all Dead Orbit, especially for that Scout Rifle. Because
That Scout Rifle was
I
the
miss
only
it.
reason I went over to Dead Orbit, and then I left after I got it.
That Dead
That Scout
Orbit
Rifle was so
armor
good.
was gorgeous
It was
in
also.
D1.
See,
And in
this is why
D2,
we
to be
need.
fair.
This
Oh my gosh,
this
I
will
love
be
faction
good for
armor.
content as well, though.
Love
Bring
faction
rallies
weapons.
out.
There's so many weapons that are locked in year 1 because of faction rallies non-existence.
Do it
Yeah.
kind of like Iron Banner on a rotation. Like 1 week faction rallies come out, and then you pledge to a certain group, and you do that, and then the next time it comes out, there's going to be new weapons and new armor that you can get. It'll be a lot of work. Maybe once a season. Then
I want
like
that. I just want
have
faction
have
stuff.
them there, but like all season. But once a season, they change the armor and weapons depending on what's happening in the season. So like now it's like a Vex type of season. They maybe bring out some like I don't know, some not Vexy armor because it wouldn't make sense, but like you've been in fights with the Vex or something. You have like a Vex like sticking in you. I don't know. I'm just talking,
Oh my
I'm
god!
just talking shit right now.
You just got to. Your Titan mark is just a load of Vex arms around your waist.
Yeah, it's something like that.
That would be
yeah.
super cool.
And
Just collecting them.
the Warlock one is like a Vex arm wrapped around your arm. Basically,
Well, wasn't the in D1
there is a Vex one, I think.
the strike specific armor piece for the Titans from the Undying Mind strike? Wasn't it a piece of his armor that you made into a
It's the
thing?
like the vines and stuff that used to hang
Yeah.
off the old Soul Divisive Vex. It
Yeah.
was just like around your waist, and it looked so cool.
Yeah.
Like things like that would make it cool and unique to the season of what you're playing. Like if they change it up per season, like the style of armor and weapons that you get, it would be really good. But if they're gonna do that, probably not, because yeah, hopefully they do though.
I don't know. I mean, I just want more. I love D2.
More.
There's so much
more
good
content,
stuff.
please.
There is,
even though
you know,
you give us a lot, but we
there's
want
stuff
more
that I'm
'cause
very
we're
keenly
addicts.
aware is suspiciously non-existent, but still, that's fine. They've done enough for now.
What do you think the portal is going to lead to? Since we mentioned
The portal?
the
What?
Korra
Vex
portal.
Gate.
I mean,
Vex
the
Gate.
Undying Mind,
Yeah.
for sure, because that's, it's in the Triumphs. It's what
Well,
she
yeah.
said it's leading to, but
Mm-hmm.
what
But,
it's
like,
actually going to
where-
be, I don't know. Is it going to be a mini dungeon? Is it going to be like a strike?
Well,
What
it did
if
say,
we
didn't
go
it
in?
say?
Where physically?
It's
Yeah,
definitely going to
that's
be the
what I'm
black.
talking about.
Well, actually, here's the thing. I didn't want to get super deep on lore stuff, but here we go. So she mentioned the Undying Mind recreated itself, or at least the Soul Divisive recreated it.
Yeah.
And now it's hopping through timelines to make sure that it's doing its work and it doesn't get hunted down, probably by us.
Yeah.
all the other Vex that aren't exactly a fan of the Soul Divisive, which I thought was super interesting. That
Oh my
not
god, I
all
love
the
that.
But how
Vex
do they?
are sort of the
Never
same,
thought about that. It's so cool.
How does
which
that
is really
even?
cool.
That's
Well,
crazy.
the different divisives and correctives and stuff are all sort of independent, but
Yeah.
they all sort of work together for the same goal. But the Soul Divisive sort of went off on one and started worshipping the darkness, and they're sort of shunned by the other Vex, which I thought was really fucking cool.
Oh,
Obviously, as a
that is
massive
cool.
Vex fan, I was like, oh my god, we've got some rebel Vex.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the reasoning of the Vex. This is stole straight from the mouth of the Bife himself. Like
The
the
boy.
reasoning of what they do and their different sectors and like divisions of Vex is that they're all trying to find a universe where they're the victors, where they're like the
Mhm.
only race left.
Yep,
And they're
yep.
doing that by any mathematical means possible because that's what they do. They just calculate, well, this is the best route to do this.
Well,
So the
Soul
Soul
Device.
Divisive find the darkness, find out that it's a crazy strong possible adversary, like just existence in the universe, and they're like, well, the only way we're gonna be the victors here is if we join forces with this. Let's pray to it. Let's see what happens. Well, maybe it'll give us powers, and it worked.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I can only imagine is horrifying to the other Vex
Exactly.
sort of
Yeah.
contingents, because now they're going,
Mm.
oh, all this math business didn't really work out well, but our cousins and the Soul Divisive have just decided to pray to these big pyramids and big black wobbly blobs, and now they're getting like powers and stuff and knowledge.
Exactly.
So it's either I can imagine one or two things. It's either all the Vex are going to decide that's the most logical course of action and sort of go the same route,
And we gotta
or
try and
they're going to
stop
be
him.
very stubborn and there's going to be some fucking Vex civil war.
Mm,
It's
I
just
don't know.
terrifying.
I don't think.
But anyway, I went on a bit of a tangent there
Oh.
because Vex. But like the portal is going to be for, obviously we're going to track down the Undying Mind that's used
Yeah.
back.
Yep, 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 yep.
Is that next week? When is that? No,
I-
dungeon. It's dungeon next week.
3 weeks. Dungeons next week.
Dungeon is next week.
It's towards the
Oh,
end of the
Dungeon,
season that
dungeon,
the Undying
dungeon.
Mind comes out, I think.
Give me
Yeah.
the hive weapons. Dungeon, dungeon, dungeon.
We'll get to we'll get to the dungeon, but the Undying Minds are going through timelines and stuff, simulated or otherwise. Because I still don't understand how the Vex manipulate time, if it's real or if it's not. But God, it hurts my brain. But could it possibly that be a massive hint that when we go and kill the Undying Mind eventually, that we're gonna go right back into the Black Garden strike where we killed him in D1
So
and just pop up again?
Oh.
here's, I don't know if I should talk about this. Serial, did you watch the Bife raid along for Garden of Salvation?
I didn't watch the raid along. I watched
I need
Okay,
to
his
watch that.
little
I'm not
video
gonna
on
bring
it.
it up then because it's spoilers. Continue.
How no, hold on. How bad spoilers? What's it spoiling?
It's
Is it
not even
spoiling?
confirmed yet because it's data mined, but it's a big spoiler that was data mined.
Oh, you've got me sort of in a hot
So
spot now.
Wait, Spice
If you
Raid
want to,
along
I
is-
can go. I can continue, but
What-
oh,
What's Spice
Oh.
Raid along though? What's the difference between his war on the raid and his raid
he like
along?
he brings a team of people, like he joins them and goes through the raid, and he like explains all sorts of stuff to them, and like goes off of any of their questions and tells them the lore about it. It's super cool.
Oh, that's really cool. I need to watch that.
I'd recommend. But we brought up something I never heard before. But whoa,
Okay, all right. You
need to watch it. See, you need to watch it.
Just watch it, see, because I haven't watched it either, so it'd be spoiling it for me as well. And that's selfish.
Okay, you know what? Right, what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do? What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let future Serial come through the Vex portal and say some stuff. And then you're gonna tell me because I've decided that you're gonna tell me.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'll deafen myself.
Okay.
No, actually,
No.
no. I don't care that much.
Okay, you know, if it's spoilery,
Big
let's
spoiler
take
warning.
our ad break here.
Yeah, character leaf.
You know?
Now a word from the Gate Network. Hey, that's my special pen. You. Oh, it's you again. Hey. Well, since I'm here, make sure to follow us on Instagram. And if you've joined our Discord already, feel free to submit your screenshots and game clips to have them feature on our page. Right. Now I've got a hobgoblin to run down.
Alright, so we have 2 questions here. These are from Endercon. Endercon, great lad, great lad. So, the first one is, what's your opinions on the Eververse items so far? And we're mixing that question with, what is your opinions on the Season Pass? What do you like and dislike about it?
So, Eververse needs to bring out finishing moves for Bright Dust, or I'm going to go insane. Thank you for coming
If
to
I
my
spin
TED Talk.
kick another Thrall to death, I'm gonna lose it.
No, I mean it's not that I'm like bored of the ones that I have, but it'd be cool to have some that I can buy without actually spending real money on the game.
Yeah,
Because
I'd
I've already
agree, that'd be
paid a
nice.
lot for the deluxe edition. Like, give
Mm.
me some bright dust items that I can buy. But other than that, the shaders have been alright. Nothing special though for me, anyway. So
Yeah,
I
the
think
shaders have been a little wonky this season.
they're a
But
bit
the
weird.
ornaments?
The color schemes are a bit
Whoa.
weird. I haven't got the ornaments though.
No,
'Cause-
just like the ornaments in the store, the ornaments in the past, just the ornaments in general. This season, they're great.
A lot of people,
Phenotype?
a lot of
Wow.
a lot of people like the divinity ornament.
I
And
love
while
that thing.
it does look good, it's not worth £8 for me to spend on a game. It's not that good. It makes you look
Yeah.
nice and clean. It's not good enough to make me spend £8 or whatever it is on the game.
Yeah.
That
I
is,
mean,
that is
like,
fair. That is fair.
I am much more just like open to actually just buying silver and buying stuff now because I support Bungie. I fully support them. I love them. So, like, yeah. I'd rather get
Well,
things for Bright Dust, but I will get things for silver too.
Yeah, if it's good enough, I'll get it for
Yeah.
silver. But
If
like
there's
I
some
said,
things I really want, then I will get it for silver.
yeah,
I knew when this season rolled around that I'd be spending a lot more money on silver for all of the beautiful Vex things. And
Yeah,
so far,
exactly.
I've been all right buying stuff with real money, but the moment that Vex Sparrow was up for sale, I jumped on that like a hungry dog. Like, I love that sparrow so much. It's just got a big Vex head on the front of it. It's covered in moss and leaves.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely love it.
the new hive one that's in right now looks really good. I
It's
like
in for
it.
Bright Dust. It's pretty.
It is good.
Oh,
But
yeah, I've not seen the store today.
but I have the Scourge of the Past. What's it called? What's it called? Sparrow. And having the bonus of enemies being less aggressive towards you is probably a lot. And I like the way it looks as well. It's probably a lot better than just. But I really like it. For God's sake.
It's so nice.
It's so good, but then if you look at the shaders, there's Jungle Viper that's in right now, and that's just like I
And the
don't
shaders
know.
are kind of weird. A little wonky.
They're like misplaced in the colors, like the colors of like my pants are orange, but then my helmet is green. It's like this is not how it's supposed to be, Bungie.
I'm honestly surprised that, like, when Curse of Osiris came out and they brought all the Vex shaders out, like Precursor Vex, Descendant Vex, and like the Mercury Vex Chrome.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that they haven't brought out one that's sort of the green metallic color of the Soul Divisive. Like that's like such a perfect,
There,
especially for like the Vex offensive gear. Like that would look
there
amazing.
is
There's
moment.
Is there?
me search.
atmospheric glow.
No, I thought that was a Vex one. That's all green and rusty boys.
Wait, green and rusty? I feel like I've seen a green and
yeah.
rusty.
Green and Rusty, that's the Descendant Vex from Curse of Osiris.
Yeah.
So while you're trying to,
What are you
I
saying?
don't know if you're trying to.
I'm on about the Soul Divisive colours.
The mossy boys.
Yeah, the Moss Boys, as opposed to the Rust Boys.
There's
Wait.
two.
When you put the Rust Boys shader on with Titan gear, it's mostly the rust color, and then the green's really
that's
dark
too
and
bad.
dirty.
Um,
Whereas it's like that
atmospheric
kind of shiny green.
atmospheric glow is a good
really
green
good.
one. It's a lot of
Really
dark,
good one.
but it's a little bit of
I
lime
love it.
green.
I use
Another
it on
one
everything.
that fits well but doesn't look as good is Petulora Growth. That is a very green one. It looks very leafy boy.
Interesting.
Atmospheric glow, I feel like I use that
glow.
on everything. Like it's really good.
Yeah,
I use it on
a fair amount of stuff.
Everything. So while I'm looking in the store, like just to see like what they have in right now, because I haven't actually looked since like today's reset. There's a Jotun vehicle, so it's Jotun as a vehicle.
It's the Jotun vehicle. It's here.
Tell me it's for Bright Dust. Tell me it's for Bright
Nope.
Dust.
No.
The Hive Sparrow is for Bright Dust.
Also,
the Jotun Sparrow is for silver.
The
I'll
new
get the Hive
the new exotic Leviathan's Breath ornament is so good. It's like the jaws of it's like
cool.
bones, and then there's like blood on it and stuff, and it's like bony and stuff.
It's a little macabre, but I like it. It's
macabre.
It's called Bad Dog.
Yeah,
and it's just pieces and bits and bones from Cabal dogs.
That's amazing.
That is just like tied up and pasted to this bow. It looks awesome.
Sounds so good.
The emote that they've added for Bright Dust this week is pretty.
It's the 3-person one.
Yeah, it's the
fighting
fire up. Yeah. And it's pretty good.
Hands in, boys.
Hands in, boys.
Good.
I remember when did a Nightfall strike with a random, and he had that on the lift on the Scarlet Keep, and I was cool. Like, oh my god, it's so good.
He had it.
Oh my god, there's a hat projection for the ghost.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones hat. I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. But yeah, I mean, the ornaments are nice, although they cost Bright Dust.
There are some ornaments.
Although they cost silver.
Look so good this season. They just they pulled out all the stops.
Yeah, they brought out a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I'm a fan of what they've been doing with ornaments.
Fan of this. You know, if you play at all, you've probably seen the Empyrean ornaments on Titans, Hunters, and Warlocks alike. It is very well liked, just in general. Yeah. It's beautiful.
A lot of people like it. Yeah,
I love it.
I just haven't. It's like 1,200 per set per piece.
It's a fair bit.
Per character. Yeah. It's a lot, like, to spend all of it on one, but it does look really.
Although, to be fair, the legs did come out last week for Bright Dust, and I did buy them.
And the arms are this week, so you can get 2 of the 5 now.
See, the arms on Titan, they have a lion on them.
The arms
look so cool.
The arms on Titan in first-person view have claws over your wrists. It is the coolest thing ever.
Oh my god! I might need to get that now. I don't know.
I highly recommend.
I have 7,300.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at the other ornaments, like the heretic robe ornament for the thorn. Wow, that's beautiful. The third rail for the freaking risk runner. Amazing.
I need to search like the ornaments, like search a picture of them on each character so I can see which one I actually want to spend all my Bright Dust on. Because I don't want to spend it on one I want to spend it on the best one. I don't want to spend
I love the gazelle horns on the hunter cloak. That's exactly what I like to see.
Yeah. Speaking of arms, though, okay, I don't know if any of you have seen like pictures of the raid armor and stuff. The arms for Titan on the raid armor are
Mhm.
massive. Like
Yeah,
I'm
they are.
talking like triple the
they?
size of
Oh yeah.
these. Like I need to show you pictures.
I need to see
Do you
that.
know the my Vex armor that I wear at the minute? Like,
Oh,
well, the one
yes.
I did wear before the phenotype ones, the Curse of Osiris ones,
Oh no.
and the big shoulder on the left. Just put that on the right as well, and then there you
Yeah,
go.
that's
They're
amazing.
huge. It's so good.
They're
I
like
also
they're
just had.
massive. They
Oh
basically go
no.
up to your head.
Yeah, this is so beautiful. I love so many of. There's so much great looking stuff this season. Oh my god! But everything's gone downhill. I just remembered something I was supposed to remember like a week ago.
Oh no!
Oh,
I never got the harpy shell.
I did.
Oh
I
no!
I was
bought
supposed
that
to
the
get it.
moment I saw it. I've got
No,
little
I
harpy now.
completely forgot. I really want that thing. Oh, it's all gone
Beautiful.
downhill. Oh no.
Look at that beastie armor there. Look at them arms.
Oh my
If you look
god.
in the general, you'll see.
That is
Don't do
so.
it.
It's so good.
I gotta see.
I heard you like
Oh,
shoulders.
massive chunk.
So
Also,
yeah,
they're spiky boys. Look at that. I
yeah,
love
they
it.
got like
Yeah.
spikes on them. I like them, but I don't like them at the same time.
I like them.
I don't know.
think
I
they're
don't
cool.
know. Like I like them, but it's throwing me off how like thick they are, basically.
Yeah.
Dick.
I was
So, yeah.
lucky enough on my Garden of Salvation runs to get the robe and the helmet from the final boss on my Warlock.
Ooh,
That stuff
nice.
looks so good.
Yeah, it does. So that's the Eververse store. Unless
Yeah.
anyone else
So
has got something to
overall,
add.
let's go for an overall. How you feel about it? How you feel about like what stuff is sanctioned behind the paywalls and what stuff is actually coming out for Bright Dust? I think it's a
Well,
good balance. I do understand why people don't like it because spending a lot of extra money on top of buying the actual DLC itself. But I think the season pass, whatever it's called, battle pass thing makes up for it a fair amount because of the phenotype ornaments. It's just those, and then everything else you get along with it.
yeah.
So
Well,
I'm fine with it.
I'd say
Why?
probably. I just add some finishes. They don't have to be the best ones. They really don't. Just let me be like Superman punch on every character. I know the Titans basically, it, but let me Superman punch on every character. Let me, I don't know. I can't even think of the top of my head of something that I want, but just let me do something different without spending real money. Let me spend some bright dust on some finishes. Doesn't like
Yeah.
one finisher go on sale for one season. It doesn't have to be like rotating every week. There must be one, but like just add a couple or something like that.
Yeah, good
That would
point.
make it better for me.
My
Yeah,
my only qualm is the amount of stuff that's available for silver, which is a lot of stuff
yeah.
compared
Mhm.
to the
There's a
stuff that you
lot.
can buy every week for Bright Dust. And I know
Yeah,
that the Bright Dust stuff changes every week, which I don't have an issue with, but just a couple more items for sale every week would be nice. Like
yeah. Just
it,
I mean,
like one emote and like maybe an ornament and maybe a cool projection is like all right, I suppose. And then every once in a while you'll get like a cool like exotic sparrow that you want or something.
Yeah.
But it's like from week to week, there's only like one thing I'm gonna buy for Bright Dust.
Yeah, generally that's how it goes.
yeah.
So just a bit more options, and then I feel like I'm being really picky. Like beggars can't be choosers. Like, give me more things, Bungie. I want to spend my money. But yeah, there's just a couple more bits. But other than that, I'm sort of all right with the balance of it all.
I've
I
just
don't
thought of a
feel
finisher
like.
they could give us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, there we go.
A Spartan kick.
Oh my gosh,
That would be pretty cool, actually.
I would love that.
See something
They could
that's
definitely add it.
everyone
They
loves,
definitely probably will add it.
I
but
hope
they
so. I
probably
really
make
do.
it
It's
for
a
silver
simple
though.
one. Oh, probably.
That's
It's a
that's
simple
what I
one, but it's a
mean.
good one.
It's like everyone's seen that. Will go, I gotta have that, like, because they know where it's from. Like,
Yeah.
it's so famous.
Exactly. It's
But
iconic.
like,
the memes.
they should
See the memes.
they should sell some for Bright Dust, and that's my only thing that's and what he said about the amount of things that are being sold for silver and then the amount compared to the things that are being sold for Bright Dust. Them two things, other than that, it's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the store.
Yeah, to the whole balance of like more items, something that doesn't quite sit right to me, although that's just how it is, I guess, is also it doesn't look very good when you put it like this, but the overall balance is that I'm not a game developer. Nothing's one to one with all this, so I can't really speak on that. But so we got a ton of awesome Eververse stuff. It looks fantastic. There's a ton of it. Most of it's for silver, so a fair amount's for bright dust. A good chunk of it's in the season pass, battle pass kind of thing. Like that's cool. But then you juxtapose it right next to the fact that there are no new world drops. There are no new Iron Banner weapons. There's only like 30, maybe pushing it, new weapons total.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no new open world armor drops besides the ones that were PS4 exclusives. The only new exotic armor at all are the ones one for each class. It feels, and there's also no strike specific loot for the two new strikes. It feels weird, weirdly empty in like places where it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
No, oh yeah, also no vendor refreshes. That's a big one. Like we
Yeah.
have a ton of new stuff to go with Shadowkeep that like really holds it up. Like Armor 2.0, all the new activities and the things you do get from those. Like I love the Vex offensive stuff. I love all the new raid, and like there's a lot of good stuff too. But there's like a really weird and like doesn't feel right amount of stuff that's missing. And I'm worried about that they won't do anything about it like the whole previous year with no vendor refreshes. But I don't know. We'll just have to see on that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, referring to the open world drops, like Forsaken, when that came out, there was so many new open world drops. There was
There
obviously
was,
the new bows that you could use.
yeah,
There was new armor. There was new weapons. New weapons in 2 different places that came out. Demon City, new armor, new weapons, got them themselves, and the Tango Shore, new
Yeah.
armor, new weapons.
mm-hmm.
There was a lot. There's no. I was like hoping for some weapons that I can get from doing stuff on the moon that look like the buildings look in like the big tower in the moon and stuff that we go and fight.
Hive
Crow's
stuff.
daughter, Hives.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
Scarlet Keep
basically.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, like the
So I
Scarlet
mean,
Keep kind of style.
that stuff is
Unless that's
assumedly
coming in.
coming
Yeah,
because we did see a Hive shotgun that was showed off, and
yeah,
there are
Yeah.
6 items we cannot see in the Moon collection badge. I'm
yeah.
assuming that stuff will come from the dungeon,
Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yes,
but we don't know. Yeah,
I'm just saying. Hopefully, we get some drops that actually mean something on the moon, other than nothing really drops different on the moon. There's nothing
yeah.
really apart from
It's a
the
similar issue that I had with the Shattered Throne. As much as the event, like the Shattered Throne itself, is very
their
well made,
dungeons.
it's a really fun dungeon.
Yeah,
The loot is the same. You don't need to do the Shattered Throne to get good loot. You can just play Dreaming City Patrol.
yeah.
It's a doubled up loot pool,
The only
which
thing. Sorry.
like with all the things that are stringing out there that I went over earlier, they are just one company, the one bundle of people working on it now. They don't have, I think it was Vicarious Visions and whatever the third company was helping them make stuff
Yeah,
because they no longer are
Mhm.
sanctioned by Activision, which makes sense. They can only pump out so much stuff because there's only one team. But still,
but Yeah.
when you put all that stuff that's lacking next to how much stuff is in Eververse, it doesn't look good. Of course, I don't care. I love the game itself anyways, so whatever. But still, it should be brought up.
I think we're kind of a little bit biased
Yeah.
towards Destiny and Bungie.
The only
biased.
The only thing they did really with Shattered Throne was either a seal, like for a Cursebreaker, you have to do the eggs inside of it and bones, and exotic weapons that you need to do something in the Shattered Throne to do a step for it.
Yeah.
And then there's no armor that could be like Taken armor or something in there because it's for the Taken or something. I know they did that in D1 with the Taken, the armor that looks like you were Taken, which is really cool.
Oh my god,
that was really cool.
I
do it again.
loved that
Just
armor.
do it.
I think it's hilarious that we do have that armor. The Tangled Shore set for each character is that armor, just not Taken, and that's hilarious.
Well, yeah, and when you
but I love the Taken form so much.
When you go Ascendant while wearing the Reverie Dawn armor, like it makes like the similar effect of being like Taken. So it's kind of like
I just want to be like that all the time. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I want to be Taken.
I want to be Taken.
Making it an exotic shader.
Yes.
Honestly, I would buy that
because
100%.
you can have my money.
All I'm imagining is
oh my god, that's so
the phenotype stuff from the season pass, which makes you look like a really cool Vex. Then you put the Taken shader on it, and then you look like a Taken Vex. So that would look so fucking cool.
Oh my god, so cool. So cool.
See, and we're just some people talking about ideas in a Discord.
Bungie,
get on
hire
it.
Us. Nah, hire us.
Okay.
We'll
Hire
be part
us
of your think tank.
It's a tiny random tangent, and it's tiny. Don't worry. But I am
God.
so happy we have a hoodless hunter cloak now. I love the little like moon buggy antenna there. I'm so hunter biased. I love hunters so much.
Yeah,
I'm very jealous that you hunters
have
got a really cool helmet and you've also got a Vex leg. I'm very jealous
Vex
of
foot.
Yeah.
The Vex foot. It's so cool.
Like,
God, I love the phenotype
I've got a big blade on my arm and I look like the straight boss
the blade
from
looks awesome.
Inverted Spire. But Vex leg. Can't
Vex leg?
Can't beat a bit of Vex leg.
Vex leg.
Let's move on to the season pass.
Oh yeah, the season pass. Again,
how do you feel about
it? I like it. Going into it when it first dropped, I was like, I saw 100 levels and saw that everything I wanted was at the end, and a little bit of Wii came out because I was like, look at the amount of XP that I'm gonna have to grind, and I'm going to die. But I'm going to put myself through it because I want those Vex ornaments and I want the emotes and I want the ship and da 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 da. And now we're in week 3. And
no,
I'm at
4?
4, and I'm at 82 on the thing. 4 now. 4 after today.
Yeah, today. So
week 4.
Yeah, my opinion is that it's good. There's potential for it to be even better, though. Like, there's a lot of repeating. Like, you get the same armor again and again and again until you finally get to the ornaments, which technically is to like, it gives you a little tiny light boost. Like, it drops around your light so you can pick, which is fine. But just make it a different armor. Just make it. Just make it a different one. We can just upgrade that armor anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do understand that. I did like it for the light leveling on alternate characters, though. It was very helpful.
It's helpful for that. But even if you had a different armor, you still do it. You still the exact same way.
Yeah,
it still increases your thing. It just looks different, which would be cool. So it's a different thing that you're actually getting. I don't mind the repeating upgrade modules because you obviously need them a lot.
Exactly.
The shader. Do you only get one? Is it 2? There's 2 shaders, isn't there?
I think it's 2. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think any of the new shaders look good. They all look very strange.
Yeah, they look weird. It's like the legs are one color and then the rest of them is a different color. That's what I see for some reason.
I would have liked duplicate protection on the exotic drops.
Oh God, please. My
because
Monte Carlo is still
Technically, yes,
Yeah.
but
non-existent.
if you've got everything already unlocked,
Oh,
then
well, that's the thing. I don't have everything unlocked because I
yeah,
still
you don't.
bloody Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I did too. But then them giving it you straight off, like with instantly, you get a new exotic from the new thing, as well as giving you Ariana's Vow. That's 2 exotics that you get for free, like new exotics, like pretty early. Like,
But
'cause
Curtis,
it's level
I am
25.
greedy. Gimme, gimme,
Yeah.
gimme.
I know what you mean. I think there should be more bright engrams, nostalgic engrams, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, there's sort of a bit of a lack of that because, like,
Yeah.
last season, like Season of Opulence, like every time you level up, you get one, and
Yeah.
like I was just raking them in for the exotics to bring them down for dust, which obviously doesn't matter now because stuff
Yeah, it
doesn't
doesn't work
grade
that
into
way now.
dust anymore.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
still, there's quite a lot of stuff from the nostalgic engram that I want, but there's not enough times that I'm getting them dropped.
I
Yeah.
like
The season passed, and it's sort of ew.
yeah. I like
Bit of
the weapons that you get, and then you unlock ways to get them. Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
you
that
get,
I am
that's
a fan
really
I
of.
think
good.
that's super cool.
Maybe they should have one more weapon per season. I think would be better. Just one, like, because now they have a auto rifle and they have a machine gun. Maybe put an energy weapon in. Just
Yeah, that's
one
what I
of
was thinking.
each.
That makes
One of
sense.
each.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
season.
sense.
And I love the style of them. Like,
They're
Yeah.
obviously,
pretty.
they're
They're
very
good.
sort of like Vexy, like
They're what are the
precursor Vex.
precursor Vex? The Goldie boys. They're
Yeah,
so pretty.
gold and white.
Yeah.
It's very good, and like even putting the other like the Curse of Osiris shaders, like the Vex ones, like
Yeah.
look great on them weapons because they just match up so well.
Yeah.
And there was a point to that I was about to make then, and I've completely spaced on it.
Well, I'll jump off of your point and say that as much as I absolutely love how the 4 Vex offensive weapons look all leafy and stuff, they could have put the other ones in too. I know it was probably a lot more work to do that, but I want more of those weapons. They're so
Yeah.
cool.
They are very
Yeah.
cool. I am a fan.
Leafy boys.
So each like it goes a few new things like an emblem, a shader, some armor, and the flying kick finisher, and Ariana's Vow on
Let's
the
see.
first page, and then it basically then repeats itself, but adding like many things like a legendary engram, some Vex mine components, which at the time you couldn't use until Vex Offensive even came out.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was kind of
I got those
that
and I was
was
like, huh, what do I do with
I am.
this?
and
I am
then
lousy with them because you can only have up to 100,
yeah.
and I've just got like I don't know, like 300 of them just sat in my fucking postmaster.
I've got a
just
lot
waiting.
just chilling, yeah.
Yeah. So my point is, there's a lot of filler things that are in the season pass. A lot of things that have been repeated. Then all of a sudden, on one page, you get an exotic engram, and then 100 bright dust and the new weapon, the new auto rifle. And then the next page after that is more repeating. You get the Ariana's Vow again, and some bright engrams, and some Vex mine components, and one piece of armor. And then it's only like going towards like the very end where you start getting some actually like
64 is
that's
when you get the
different.
first phenotype.
Yeah, so you get the new shader at 50, but and the new machine gun at 45, but everything else is the same, apart from the little season boost, which I think are pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I think those are
And
cool.
then you get the enhancement prisms and an exotic engram at 60, and then this is where we start getting new stuff that looks really cool, like the universal ornaments of the Vex armor and exotics. There's let me go on to the next page. There's 5 raid runners just randomly in there at 75.
Yeah, I collected them and
I collected
instantly
them
went
too.
into
It's like,
Vex offensive.
There's
Oh, spend
ascendant.
these.
There's an ascendant shard. There's 25 legendary shards. So at that point, like we're 78 levels into the game. We do not need 25 legendary shards.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm up
but
to
like
3,000.
you you're
Legendary
deleting
shards.
so much armor now, and then we get to page 81 to 90, which is a lot of new different stuff with like the new ornament for that page, the new ornament for the pulp effect weapon, and the new ship. And then
I'm a fan of the ship. I'm a
the
fan
found the
of the
last
ship,
ship.
found the
page,
ship.
The
the
big
last
Vex head. I love
page,
it.
Backside, backside.
the last page, the last page, the last page. The things that are new are the weapon ornament for the LMG, the machine gun, the weapon ornament, no, the armor ornament for the head, and then an emo and a weapon ornament for the Ariana's power. So there's a lot in there, but a lot of it's just repeated, and that's my problem with it. I know I just went through everything, but like that was
Interesting.
just to see what's in it. I don't mind, like, obviously you have to repeat some things, but
Yeah.
you can just add like something new and different, like I said, different armor. When you get higher or something,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So I got two things about this. First thing, I don't know if I'm just an idiot or what, but what does auto rifle tier booster and machine gun tier booster do?
I have
So
no idea.
wait, where's that?
Increases the tier level of all season pass legendary auto rifles by +1.
So
What?
you know how you get the auto rifle, but then you have a chance to get it dropped.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for a
no.
reply. I was waiting for like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like where you get a rare chance that it drops. I think it means that would come +1 higher, like a pinnacle kind of thing.
Okay. Well,
Maybe.
that would make sense, but that's not what I understand from what it's saying.
Yeah, what it's
Like, from
saying
what
is
it's saying, I'd
weird.
assume it's like, is the power level +1 higher? It didn't make mine +1 higher, so are the ones incoming +1 higher? Are they
Yeah.
one higher masterwork when you find them on the ground? Like, I don't know.
Well, there is one for the armor that makes it have more energy, like the
Yeah, but that
thingy.
makes
So
sense
maybe,
because it has more energy.
yeah.
You know,
So
like there's a
maybe
use there that's obvious. This is, I feel
this
so
is
confused by it. Like I'm all
it's
for it,
obviously
but I
yeah,
don't know what is happening.
it's obviously something to do with the auto rifle and the machine gun you get. It
Yeah,
just
it
depends
obviously has to
on
do
if
with those.
it's.
I just don't know what.
I I think it's the pinnacle thing basically. I really do because it doesn't make sense any other way.
That would
Like
make sense.
+1, like you +1
Kitty.
on your armor, on the weapons. Yeah, that only makes sense.
Okay,
There's no
well,
other way
yeah.
it could be
Look,
anything
Very
else.
Mythbusters
the
it.
real thing is none of us really know what's going on.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to say is, so let's make the easy comparison to the Fortnite Battle Pass.
Oh god,
Back
there we go.
long time ago when I played Fortnite, you know, back like season 2, season 3, having a lot of fun with it. So the big difference that I have between the two season passes is that like 90% of the Fortnite season pass is something that I would
Cosmetics.
acquire and literally never use. You know, like a spray, a skin I don't like, random backpacks that don't look good, things that, you know, like you can't translate into something else to make it useful. But almost everything in the Season of the Undying Pass can be useful in some way. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you got the armor, you don't want it, you get the shards at least. You know, it's some sort of like little bonus gain atop of what you have that is useful in the long run. It's not like a spray that's just going to sit there forever
Yeah.
and you're never going to use it. There's actually a use to everything in this.
Yeah.
And
I
that
agree.
feels good. Like you're getting something that's going to help in some way every time.
Well, yeah. I just
Of course, I do understand the issues with like the duplicate armor set happening more than once, but like, you know.
Yeah, I'm just flicking through right now. Oh wait, no, that's why. Never mind. I was gonna say, why don't they add a sparrow to the season pass, but the Vex sparrow you get from Eververse, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
really make sense.
Yeah,
But
you
Splitting
do.
Splitting loot pools is something that they do.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's
They
okay.
just need to. Yeah. Next one, don't be as repetitive. What you can be, but just change the armor, make it look different, make it have a different style. It could be literally called the same thing, but like in brackets, enhanced version, and it looks different. I don't know.
Look, I mean, I just thought of this right now, which I would have loved to have it, but it's just not happening. Is
What's
like,
that?
there are more than one set, but it's the same set with a slightly enhanced cosmetic. So the first set is the Vex armor, like the whatever this stuff is called, the substitutional alloy armor
Mm-hmm.
sets with
Yeah.
like the little bit of grass on them. The second set has a fair amount of undergrowth growing on you. And the third set, you just look like a walking bush. It would look silly, but it would be interesting and new each time, even though it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you could
and then you
could
can
apply
choose.
it to in the same way that the Reckoning armor works,
Yeah,
like the different
that's very similar to how
tiers.
the Reckoning stuff works.
Yeah.
So it's not out of
That's
the realm
what
of possibility, I suppose.
they've done it before. They can do it again. Just make it look a bit different, a different
Well,
style.
I'd argue do it the other way around. So like if it was Vex stuff again, which it won't be, but just an example, make the first tier you get look the shittest with the
Yeah,
most grass and dirt, and then the next one looks a bit more
and then it gets cleaner.
pristine, and
Yeah,
then the top one you get you look like fucking Antheon.
you're like a god.
Yeah, you look like
Yeah, I
proper
agree.
ascendant Vex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way they should do it. It's
I
kind of
mean,
like it's
they've done that
technically
before.
it technically is how it is right now because the ornaments you
Well,
get
yeah,
to
that's
make
true.
it make you look like a Vex, but they need to also do it with the armor itself
Yeah, should be
as
nice.
well as the ornaments.
Yeah. Which another example of when they did that before is like different armor sets between normal and hard mode of raids,
Yeah,
which is a thing of the past, but it is something that has the same idea. The base of the set is the same, but the hard mode has like light effects, like in Leviathan Prestige mode.
yeah,
Or they have, different color scheme and some slightly different cosmetics to it that make it look cooler, like in Wrath of the Machine or King's Fall. Some
yeah.
slight differences.
Something different. Not just the same thing repeating itself over and 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 over again.
Are you okay?
I
Yeah,
think he is.
I'm just staring at this season pass makes me see that it's literally the same thing over and over and over and over and
Yeah,
over
but at
again.
least it's all stuff I
But
can use.
yeah,
It's
stuff
all
you
That's the
can
big
use.
thing.
That's the bright side.
Yeah, it's the bright side.
Just being picky.
Yeah. And then saying all that brings back the big issue of Bungie's only one team. They got to put their focus on something and they can't just make everything. Which
Hire
is
more
so
people.
sad, but it's so much better.
People.
Hire more. Well,
Yeah,
Your
hire
game
us.
is big.
hire,
Your
hire,
game is big.
Hire us.
Hey,
Pay us half the
game's doing good.
money. Pay us half the money that you're paying everyone else, and we'll just make it everything perfect. Go away, Bungie. I'm waiting for the call.
They could hire a few more people on the design team to design some more armor that can be put into the game easily.
Genuinely just thought
Just
you were going
spend
to
the
say
money, lol.
moron.
Moron.
Hire some moron. That's where I thought you were going with that for some reason.
I feel like I'm
No.
being verbally attacked.
No.
But yeah, just get some more people in. You've already said you're only one team. You must have a little bit of room for some more people.
Just design,
hire
lol.
some. Just hire some designers.
Just hire, lol.
You're not you when you're hungry.
I cannot agree with that more.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on the season pass.
And that's
Indeed. And that does take us very neatly to the end of the podcast. Now, I say it's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
There's a few
Maybe it
bits
is.
that we need to go over real quick. Now, everyone knows that the spookiest month of the year is October, right? Halloween,
Woo!
Shadowkeep,
Woo!
the moon. It is haunted.
Woo!
It's
Everyone's
haunted, by the
aware.
way.
It is haunted, by the way. And it does exist, unlike Mars.
Moon's haunted.
Wait,
Wait a
what?
second.
Wait.
That's an inside joke callback that no one's going to get when they listen to this.
Excuse
podcast.
me?
Anyway.
We set us into a war with the Cabal.
No. Whether you like it or not.
Whether we wanted it or not. Oh, why have we started this now? Anyway,
Oh no.
before it gets out of hand. Well, let's talk. So,
The war with the Cabal on Mars. So let's get taken out the command one by one for this time. It's from an Imperial land take outside of Rubicon. He's well protected with the
Oh
right
my
team.
God.
We can punch through those defenses, take this beast out, and break their grip on Freehold. Thank you. Good night.
Mic drop.
It's been winter.
Right. So
Yeah.
anyway, like I was trying to get round to in a more neat manner before, we stepped into a wall with the Cabal on Mars. So October, scary month, lots of spookums. To celebrate the spookums, the Lost Legacy Destiny community are rolling out the first ever Lost Legacy Midnight Massacre tournament and raffle on the 25th of October. You're probably wondering,
Hog.
Vex Access Mind, what is the Lost Legacy's Midnight Massacre? Well, little Jimmy, I'm going to tell you what Lost Legacy Midnight Massacre is. It is a portion. It is a tournament and a raffle. So the way it works is to enter yourself into the tournament portion. That's where that was from of Midnight Massacre. What you can do is you can join our Destiny Discord server. It'll be in the link dump down below, and you can go and sign yourself up to be in a chance to win a $25 gift card, which is, very nice. You could be in for getting some money for just playing a game and doing get good. The tournament consists of 1v1s, but with very punishing modifiers, hence the name Midnight Massacre. These modifiers include no supers, no heavy, no exotic armor, and no pinnacle weapons. So the only things you've got to rely on is your primary, your energy, and your skill, and your grenades and your punches. And if you're so inclined, put up a barrier. There's been a bit of discussion internally on particular things that we didn't want included. The only thing that was banned, surprisingly, was the Erentil. So there's got to be no Erentil aping, but it doesn't stop you using your shotgun around corners, which is nice. There'll be a prize available for both the Xbox side of the Lost Legacy Destiny community and also for the PlayStation side. When we get round to getting more PC players into the community and stuff, the next one will probably have some PC prizes too, which is a lovely thing to look forward to. But if PvP isn't your cup of tea, we also have the raffle. Again, with a prize draw, £25 gift card, which is lovely. Again, one for Xbox players, one for PlayStation players. The only things you have to do to be entered into the draw for that is to complete one raid. It doesn't matter what raid it is. You could go into Leviathan. You could go into Garden of Salvation if you're insane. You have to complete a weekly nightfall. That's your regular nightfall, not the ordeal. Don't worry, we're not going to ask you to do the heroic version of the ordeal. We aren't that insane either. And you'll also be asked a question about today's episode of the podcast. So if you're listening to this before the announcements have gone up in the Discord, then you've got a bit of an advantage. You've already listened to it. You'll be asked a question about the podcast. It could be anything. We don't know what the question is, so we can't even help you if we tried. So sorry about that. Once you've done all that and you've correctly answered the podcast related question, your name or your gamer tag will be put into a draw to potentially bag yourself some lovely prizes. Very nice. $25 gift cards, nothing to snort your nose at. So to find out more details and stuff like that, you can join the Lost Legacy Discord server. The links will be in the description of the link dump. You go in, follow the little step-by-step as you enter the channels, select your roles, what have you. There'll be an event channel there where we'll update you on Midnight Massacre. We'll give you updates on dates and times and how to enter and all that kind of lovely stuff. But other than that, it's sort of time to end the show. But before we do that, Curtis, Winner, you excited for Midnight Massacre?
I am. I will also add one more thing. Admins and mods cannot participate in the raffle, but can participate in the PvP tournament.
Yes, yeah, that's very true. Obviously, with the raffle, as said, us being all admins here, obviously, we're going to know the answer to the question for listening to the podcast because we did the podcast. So we're sort of exempt from that. But yeah, if you do enter into the tournament portion of Midnight Massacre, you could get put up against an admin, you get put up against a mod, you might get put up against one of us. And if you do get put up against one of me, congratulations on your win, because I am terrible at PvP. So I'll just give you that one.
Wow, weird Vex flex, by the way. One of you? How many of you are there?
There are infinite amounts of me.
That's what I like
all
to hear.
throughout the cosmos.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the Midnight Massacre!
Boom.
I'm very excited to see who
It's gonna be
comes
fun.
out. And I'm wondering what kind of stuff's going to be used, because I mean the modifiers are punishing, and it's going to make for some interesting little firefights going on, which I'm very excited to watch. But yeah,
It'll be fantastic.
If you want to get involved, links in the description.
yep. Everything that you've heard us talk about today is in the link dump below.
Exactly.
Including, I've had a weird brain fart there. It's happening again. Someone called ambulance. But yeah, to wrap up the podcast, again, just going to remind you, we're part of the Lost Legacy gaming community. If you'd like to join friendly gaming community that spans over many of your favorite games, where you can join groups and clans, fabulous members, and participate in all of your favorite activities, you can find the link down in the description below, links to all of our social medias, to all our servers. For the Guardians out there specifically, we have our Destiny Discord server. It's constantly growing. There's more members joining each and every day. If you're looking to add to LFG, or if you're looking for groups like minded gamers, and more importantly, make some friends. And you know, like I say, all the links, everything, link dump down below. There's so many people there now. How many are we up to now? Is it like
growing.
377. I just checked.
The garden
377.
grows.
We did have a purge recently though, so
We
That's
did
'cause
have
a
a
bunch
purge
of
recently.
inactive people.
it was.
You know,
Yeah.
it happens.
Some absolute bots. Yeah, I said it.
I don't know, you kind of
But,
look like a bot.
I mean, I am fit.
Okay.
It all makes sense.
All right.
But on that bombshell, This isn't Top Gear. Why did I say that?
I was going to say, all right,
I love
Jeremy
Top Gear.
Clarkson.
I love this.
Thanks
But,
for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Again, I've been C, aka Vex Axis Mind. We've had Winter. Say goodbye, Winter.
Winter, bye bye.
Why say bye to yourself?
Say your own name. Okay,
You
then.
said goodbye. You said say goodbye, Winter.
But then you
Goodbye.
said goodbye. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I've been Vex Axis Mind, aka C. We've had Winter, we've had Curtis, and we'll see you
Bye.
for the next one. So roll the music
Adios.
and bye bye.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun,
Fuck
dun,
off,
dun,
Craig.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah. That was
Get Craig
amazing.
out.
Okay,
of here
goodbye.
Right now.
Bye.